Alright, so just wanted to jump on here and run through a quick weekly outlook for Euro USD, what I'm expecting moving forward for this week. So as always, I'm starting on the weekly time frame here, just going through recent price action. We can see that we've taken out this major swing high, which has given us this downside reaction, but all it's done is retrace into this weekly fair value gap, which was tested quite a bit before it had that secondary upside expansion, reaching into external liquidity again. So at this point in time, the weekly time frame is still extremely bullish, even though we are taking out these major areas of liquidity. Price is just retracing into areas of support and providing continuation. So from a weekly standpoint, definitely still looking for continuation buys. So something I do want to run through is just this weekly discount order block that I have marked in on this orange line. So what I like to do on the weekly time frame is I like to zoom out and identify opposing weekly discount PD arrays that may provide some sort of stall in price, some sort of caution area where price could reverse. So basically, if price does reach this area, I stop looking for continuations and start becoming more hands-off, or even potentially looking for a reversal. So I got this zone by identifying the discount from this high down to this low. So this is the current bearish expansion leg that we are trading within. So anywhere above the 50%, which is around here. So anything above the 50% there is going to be considered discount, and we have traded through quite a few of these areas. But as you can see, this discount order block that we're currently testing has been tested 1, 2, 3, all 3 of the previous weeks and has rejected. So getting into the daily time frame here, we can start to see just how many times it respected this weekly bullish fair value gap as it hung around this sort of area. We did have this reaccumulation of liquidity below this low on the daily time frame, as price did continue further to the upside. So very clear bullish price action, very clear bullish order flow, and it did ultimately reach into this external range liquidity up at these highs, giving us this downside reaction. And if we just look into this downside reaction, look at where it stopped. So all we've done is we've pulled back into internal range, this daily bullish fair value gap, which is currently being respected. So very straightforward. All I'm looking for is this daily fair value gap to be maintained and for price to reach back up into external range liquidity on the daily time frame up at these highs. And when we're in trending conditions, this is all price does. We reach up into external range liquidity, pull back into efficiency, liquidity to efficiency, and so on. So we have now pulled back into efficiency. If we measure the discount of this current daily expansion, we are well within discount, maintaining that. So I'm just expecting continuation up into external range. Now getting onto the 4-hour time frame, this is more so what I'll be looking for today, what I'll be looking for moving forward on today's trading. So I just want to identify the current trading range that we're dealing with on the 4-hour time frame, which the current trading range is from this low up into this high, as we've shifted structure bullish on that most recent expansion. And then if we look below the 50% within the discount of this current 4-hour range, we have this 4-hour bullish fair value gap. So this is going to be the key point of interest for the day as we look for long continuations immediately out of this zone, which we are currently respecting at this point in time. And regarding targets, the first sort of short-term target I'll be considering is above this 4-hour high. So this is the short-term draw on liquidity, and then obviously our higher time frame draw on liquidity up at these highs here. So overall, pretty straightforward game plan. Once we do tap into that fair value gap going into the London session, I will drop down to a 5-minute time frame and look for those lower time frame confirmations before actually getting into the trade, of course. And I do just want to note that we have that really heavy Trump news that did come in, obviously, over the weekend with the Iran conflict. So I am going to be quite cautious throughout the week, as we're probably going to see some pretty crazy volatility in the market. So that'll just be something to be cautious of. So that's it for this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Pretty keen to hear what you guys are sort of thinking moving forward for the week, and we'll see how it goes.